really offense kind of again that about 10-minute stretch, I think, in the second quarter going into the third where you guys didn't have a field goal.
Right.
And it seemed to kind of, you let your offense kind of dictate the defense and allow them to get away from you.
And defensively, we're just not guarding the ball. They're just driving the ball past that front line every time and got the ball into the paint, forced us to either rotate or scored on us. And so we've got to play better on the ball defense. That's what it comes down to. If you're rotating, you're not very good on defense. And so you've got to stay in front of the ball.
Is that kind of frustrating to see as a coach? I mean, I know it happens, but is that still kind of frustrating to see one night when maybe they let their offense kind of facilitate what happens?
We've had that. That's happened to us throughout the season. That's been a little bit of our personality. If we're making shots, the defense is better. And at the huddle at the end of the game, we just talked about at some point you've got to take pride in the other part of the game and not let that be driven by whether you're making shots or not. And on the offensive end, the ball was, in the first half, it just was sticking. And everybody was dribbling too much in one spot, trying to create by themselves instead of keeping that ball moving. And consequently, we didn't get good shots. And they did a good job. Marshall did a staying in front of us, and we either had bad shots or turnovers. And so that affected our ability to guard. It shouldn't, but it does.
All right, Coach, talk about your perimeter defense today. I know they had a couple guards over 18 points. Is there anything that you've seen them doing offensively that catch you guys, from getting? The
main thing that they were doing on offense was their ability to beat us off the dribble, one-on-one. Just we were either gambling or we were either opening up too much, allowing it drive right to the paint, and they continued to drive the ball to the paint, and they either forced us to rotate and they dropped it off, or put the other player in good rebounding position, or they just scored on us. And we've got to do a better job of staying in front of the ball. We can't. Too many times we're either lunging, fouling, or being out of position. Is just letting our presence be our pressure and stay where you're supposed to be.
All right, and I'm sure Mira was probably nervous, being senior. And I think our first shot at air ball. Was there anything that you told her before the game, or once you noticed that shot, was there anything that you thought to yourself about her game?
She had two bad shots there, and yeah, there's just a lot of emotions going on for her. I wasn't worried. I knew she was going to come back around, and once she got in the flow and just started playing basketball and not thinking about all the sentimental things that were going on. But she kept fighting. But she was in the first half. She was kind of trying to press on offense and got herself into some spots where it's just not her best part of her offensive game. And we just need that thing to move more, and we got to do a better job on the boards and on the ball.
If my math's correct, I think you're kind of locked in now when you're going to be tournament-wise. But you've still got one more game now with Marshall on Saturday. Certainly a chance to kind of get some momentum going to this. And you kind of know where you stand when you go into conference tournament.
Yeah, well, we need to just play. Even after the Middle Tennessee game, I said that we needed too much magic for our seeding to change. But what we need to do is play the best as a team that we can play, so we're confident in how we're going to play in the conference tournament. And we've got to do a better job on defense, a whole lot better job of guarding the ball.
Post-game, I know in a perfect world it's after a win, but it kind of speaks for the messages from not just current players, but former players. I know our mom, I think that was our mom. Just all the people that's kind of, Muriel's kind of touched her 4 years being here.
She is, she's a real glue type of player over the years. She's been one that came in and was with Whitney Creech and Dee Givens and Alexis Brewer and Raneem and really kind of just brought that energy from day one. That's why she wasn't necessarily the best basketball player on the team, but I recognized that she brought an energy and a passion that we needed on the floor. And she was that player that always went and got that extra possession, that offensive rebound, that defensive board. She was the one that always did that. And now she just kind of continued to grow and work, and now she's evolved into a player that can score, that can put points on the board. We still need her every game to be that energy driver. She needs to be that one that kind of leads this team on both ends, especially on the defensive end and on the rebound, on the boards. Personally, she's like a daughter. I mean, she just means the most to to my wife, and my kids. I mean, we think of her like a daughter. She's been through a lot with her father, and her father told her before he passed during the COVID was to come back to Western Kentucky, get her degree, and be a great basketball player. And I told her she has absolutely honored her dad's name and made him proud. And I know her mom and her brothers are obviously proud of her as well. So we love her.
Sorry. Again, if my math's correct, that's one of your first players as
Right.
coach. So this has got to be kind of special.
Right. You know, not just as a person, but as a basketball player, she's way different today than she was when she got here. And I take a lot of pride in all the young ladies that Raneem was as well. Ivy Brown was different. She was pretty good by the time she got to be her junior year. And so I take pride in all of that, and how the players grow and develop. And I'm really proud of how Miru plays now. And are there things she continued to work on? Yes. You know, I still text and talk to Dee Givens and tell her what she's got to do better. And she's playing professional ball, and so Miru's still going to grow, but she's grown a lot. She's just a real joy to have around. I'm thrilled that she's having the season that she's having. She's worked hard at it, and you know, we're not quite done. We still got some more basketball to play.
All right, Coach, and despite the loss, was there anything that you guys did today that you want to carry into the next game?
Anything you can see? Yeah, I do believe that they continue to play. They continue to fight like we always do. We didn't play well. We didn't do what we needed to do to be in that game. And Marshall just beat us on both ends of the floor. And we have to continue to fight, but we've got to continue to fight and play better basketball.